It was a quiet afternoon in Boo's room, and she was playing with her toys, happily lost in her own world. She had already spent hours creating an elaborate castle out of blocks, and now she was pretending to be a queen, ruling over her imaginary kingdom. As she reached for another toy, her hand brushed against the edge of her closet door. It creaked open, revealing something she had never noticed before. An odd-looking door hidden behind some clothes. Boo's eyes widened with curiosity. "What's this?" she wondered aloud, her little fingers gently pushing the door open. To her surprise, the door led into a completely different world, a place filled with towering, colorful buildings and strange, playful monsters walking around. The sounds of laughter, growls, and footsteps filled the air. Without thinking much about it, Boo took a step inside, her heart racing with excitement. She felt like she had stumbled into a new adventure, and the thought of exploring this new world thrilled her. "This is so cool," she whispered to herself, gazing up at the towering monsters. She could hardly believe her eyes. Monsters were real, but little did she know not all the monsters in this world were friendly. As Boo wandered deeper into this strange and exciting world, she suddenly heard a loud, menacing growl. Turning around quickly, her eyes grew wide with shock as she saw a large, dark figure slinking toward her. It was none other than Randall, the sneaky and dangerous chameleon-like monster. His eyes gleamed with a mischievous, wicked look as he noticed Boo. Boo froze, terrified. She had heard stories about Randall and knew he wasn't someone to mess with. His body shifted and morphed into different shapes, making it difficult for Boo to escape. Before she could react, a few more monsters appeared, circling around her. The air was filled with laughter, but it wasn't the kind of fun that Boo was used to. It was the sound of monsters preparing to catch her. Boo's heart raced as the monsters grew closer. She tried to run, but her tiny feet couldn't move fast enough. She ducked and dodged between the legs of the larger monsters, but it seemed like no matter where she went, the monsters were closing in on her. Just as panic started to set in, Boo remembered something very important. Her best friends, Sulley and Mike. They had always been there for her, no matter what. She knew they would never let anything happen to her. "Sulley, Mike!" Boo cried out, hoping they could hear her. She looked around frantically, trying to find them in the crowd of towering, menacing monsters. That's when she heard a familiar voice booming above the others. "Boo!" It was Sulley's voice, and he was coming toward her. Boo turned to see him charging through the crowd, his giant blue furry body making a path for her. "Hold on, Boo!" Sulley shouted, reaching out his paw to grab her. Boo ran as fast as she could towards Sulley, and within seconds she was safely in his arms.